Hello everyone, as usual it's me Pavlo, and also as usual we'll be talking about interesting audio gear. You know, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude towards the gadgets I'm reviewing. I'm trying to find their strongest sides of particular gadgets, players, earphones, DACs, and so on. Also, I'm not doing reviews of things I consider bad because I just don't want to waste my time. We have so many great gear, so why spend time on not so great? But even with this positive attitude, sometimes appears models that manage to positively surprise me. And today we'll be talking about such a thing. It's EPZ G20. Maybe it's a bit subjective, but I really like the idea. Actually, not the idea, I like the execution of the idea that EPZ put into these earphones. Because on the outer side, we can see this typical anime waifu. We can see also pretty typical promise of gaming earphones. But in this case, we are getting much more than promises, and it's pretty obvious that company try to make thing really thinking about this gaming purpose, about using them with computer or some smartphones and laptop, tablets, and other stuff like that. And also they thought about delivering a decent sound and overall great value. The retail price is $60, but for now they're available on the AliExpress with discount for about $45 or so. Link will be in the description, and let's have a closer look. The most important step in every review is unboxing. Even experienced reviewers won't be able to make a good review without unboxing. And we can see that EPZ G20 came in nice box with mandatory anime girl printed on it. On the rear side you can see some technical specifications and the frequency response plot. Then we go to the inner box, and here you'll get envelope with some information. Usually it's manual, warranty card, and here you'll get, I don't know, postcard or collectible card and information here, but let's dig further. Earpieces themselves, and then box with extra accessories, and this is just cardboard padding. So earpieces themselves, foam that protects them, and here you'll get a bunch of other interesting stuff. Actually, no storage box in the accessory set, unless I miss it. Instead, you'll get the second cable with boom microphone and USB Type-C, which makes it gaming earphones, USB Type-A to USB Type-C connector, and the set of tips to use with these earphones. So, as you can see, accessory set is pretty interesting. Next step in reviewing is to show the gadget to the viewers. As you can see, earpieces are pretty attractive. They are made of nice plastic. My pair has the pale blue color, but there are a few other color options available. Everything is really smooth, really well rounded. I also like this seamless design, which looks pretty attractive. On the front panels you can see the company's name and the logo. And wearing comfort is nice. This shape fitting into ears pretty well, and they have nice extended spout with metal ending, which looks pretty reliable. There is a lip for holding the tips and a protective grill to avoid different derbies fall into your earpiece. Here is vent hole. It's pretty big, but despite that, sound isolation is on the average or even a bit slightly average level. Cable is made replaceable. Here used 2-pin connectors, and you getting two cables in the accessories. First one is regular with 3-button tall control and microphone. It has this modern design with tube-like insulation. It's silver in color and pretty attractive. And it goes after the splitter, it goes braided down to the 4-pin connector. But most interesting, of course, for almost everyone will be this second cable. And the interesting part here is that on the left connector you'll get this boom microphone. It's flexible, it's easily adjustable, so you can move this microphone closer to your mouth. And actually it's the best thing in terms of providing best voice quality in the earphones and headphones world, because different digital noise cancelling solutions can work pretty well, but microphone near your mouth is the best available option. You can also disconnect it and replace. I think it can be a good idea for those who are looking for more durability, or maybe there will be some upgrade options in the future, who knows. USB Type-C cable is longer than regular. It also has 3-button remote control. It has microphone hole here, but actually microphone here is working. And it goes to the length is roughly about 1.7 meters or so. And it goes to this USB Type-C connector with built-in DAC and ADC chip. So as you can easily see, you definitely can use these earphones for some gaming purposes and with a computer. Next part is optional for vast majority of earphones, but for this model it makes a lot of sense. It's a microphone test, and I'm recording this part of the video using that boom microphone. I adjusted it to be near my mouth, and I'm using USB Type-C interface in this EPZ earphones, and I won't apply here any gain correction or equalization, so it will give you an idea of this microphone sound quality. Another optional part of the reviews that makes sense here is the companion app. Despite the affordable price, these earphones support companion app. Its name is Walk Play. I had to download it from the internet. It's not available in the Play Store. And as far as I understand, it's some kind of platform for creating such earphones used by different manufacturers. So I had to register in this application because it required login. But it detected these earphones really fast, and two basic functions here. First one is firmware update, but no updates here. And the second one is equalizer. There are 8 different presets. You can activate them and listen. You can save them to the device. They will be stored on the device easily, and actually working pretty fast. And also you can create your own custom equalizer. You can save it and apply it to the device. And what is interesting here, you can adjust frequency, Q factor, and the gain. So not fully parametric equalizer, but kind of close to that. Also, there is some online database of presets shared by different users, and you can even share your own. So not likely I will often use it, but the ability to adjust equalizer to suit your own tastes is really good. Also here you can adjust microphone gain, but I didn't test this feature because the application available only for the Android OS, and my phone is iPhone, no application there, and players that I use usually with Android as a transport doesn't work well with microphone. But most likely this feature is working too. Anyway, application is a bit rough on the edges, but it does its job pretty well in general. And of course the crown jewel of any audio review, but about the sound. If you skipped all the previous parts and jumped here using timestamps, hit like and subscribe to my channel. Or don't do that because I respect your freedom of choice. Anyway, if you are from that few people who watch my reviews on the regular basis, you probably know that I like unusual tunings, and actually, to my deepest surprise, G20 delivers that on a full scale. And all that talks about gaming tuning is not just pure words here. Because these earphones are tuned with mid-range, especially upper mid-range in mind, with focus on clarity overall on mids, and with goal of building a big stage, which gives a really good voice representation. You will definitely hear your teammates, and also it gives a pretty good positioning in the, at least in the games I've played. I tried Borderlands with these earphones, and also I tried my favorite Quake 1. I'm not a pro gamer, but I got a positive experience with ability to hear sources of gunshots and different noises and stuff like that. So I'm not sure about pro gaming, but for like not that pro gaming, they are really good. And also they are good for watching movies, especially those that are heavy with talks content, and they are great with voice calls and stuff like that. So also probably they will be good for audiobooks, but it's not my cup of tea. And also most likely they will be good for the podcasts. Anyway, we are here to talk about the music, and in terms of music, it's also a pretty pleasant but a bit unusual experience. So, bass goes to the maximum depth, it's highlighted, but accent is not big, so it's not some kind of bass heavy earphones. But at the same time, low frequencies are delivered with nice resolution, with pretty decent layering, and for this price tier for with good texturing and with a decent balance between the weight and impact. Depth is also nice, so you'll get that deep foundation, but at the same time deep bass is not dominating. But when necessary, it provides a decent rumble, but of course it's not like bass heavy level, and it's not a big huge bass here. But subjectively it really fits my tastes. I'm not a fan of huge bass. And Snarky Puppy Beep Box has a really nice, pretty deep bass with different instruments going to really nice depths, and with overall that electronic bass foundation for the whole track, and it's delivered really well with good contrast between low frequencies and mids, providing that sense of different instruments appearing on the background of that bass. So sounds pretty nice and surprisingly detailed for this price range. Of course, they are 100% coherent, bass stays on its place and transitions to mids really nicely. Mids are slightly focused on the small nuances, on the micro contrast, a bit on the drier side of things, but not too much. And it's a matter of preferences, because some people won't like this for long listening sessions. Other people will kind of enjoy that small nuances and details they highlight. Earphones are critical for the quality of records, not super critical, but on the critical side of things, because they don't try to emphasize dynamics, to hide some issues with recordings, to boost emotions, but at the same time, with properly recorded tracks, you'll get a really decent result. We'll talk about this more in the examples. Imagery stage is above average, it's pretty well built, maybe not absolutely three-dimensional, but you'll get this pinpoint effect for the sound. Stage is slightly diffused with more air between the sources than should be, but probably it's the other side of that coin with 3D positioning in games. And overall, still they building pretty good end stage, especially if we took into account price once again. And here is the example. I really, rediscovered this track. I like it and I enjoy listening to it from time to time. But usually with inexpensive earphones, you're losing a bit of that complexity that is present in this track in terms of arrangement. Because all that introduction with the sound of horse hoofs in the beginning, that narration part, slow part, and then this epic part with guitars and other instruments sounds really great with these earphones, and I like it how it's represented. And the treble is accented, not too much, but it's present in a pretty energetic way. Both basic and extended overtones are present. Extension is above average, not by much, but still above the average. So it's not some kind of audiophilic super layered treble, but it's nice dynamic driver treble representation with attacks and decays slightly slower than they should be, but at the same time not overly sharp. So if you're sensitive for the high frequencies, they can be sharp and they won't try to hide anything. But at the same time, parametric, or actually not parametric, but equalizer is really helpful here, so you can reduce high frequencies to the amount that you like. And as an example, and it's Sting, They Dance Alone, great treble, of course lacking a bit of layering, lacking a bit of extension, but still sounding pretty saturated with proper energy distribution and nicely separating all that overtones of different instruments. In terms of pairing, actually they came with their own DAC, so it makes a lot of sense to use it. And basically that DAC drives them almost to the full potential. With, for example, JM21, I've got a bit better treble, but difference was not really big. Speaking about the comparisons, probably I won't be doing it this time because they are different from the vast majority of earphones in this segment that I've tested recently. They are more focused on the micro contrast and on the details, which makes them a bit stay aside model. I can definitely recommend it to you if you need some earphones for voice or for probably gaming purpose, or if you want a second pair to your collection with that focus on the micro contrast and for the critical listening. There is a high probability that you will like them as your main pair of earphones, but still keep in mind that it's a bit unusual thing, and actually that's a great thing that we have such earphones. So I can definitely recommend them within their range of applications. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.